True Top 50 Greatest MCs, Kumo D. Book, let's get into it. Number 6, Grandmaster Caz, Live on Master. Each and every time we put the music low, turn it down for a second to make you say, "Ho." Somebody somewhere deep down inside the crowd has to make a comment or snap out loud. No matter where we are, no matter where we play, there's always another head with something to say. Since I'm on a subject, I thought I'd mention a little something to you. Since you want attention, paid $5 or $6 to get inside. A girl wants you, like so sit and hide. Wait for an opportunity to scream out blue. Let's leave like a sucker when jam is through. Go home and tell your friends that the party was whack. Next week we got your money, you came right back. But this time you brought your girlfriend too, but the night is even worse than you. So you step up to the front to watch us rap, not knowing all along that I set a trap. And no, soon as you open your mouth to speak, I'll be snapping all over you. You're free, because all you're a duck with wings and a tail. And every stitch of your clothes is from a fire sale. None of your clothes match, not even your socks, and your shoes are so cheap. You can feel every rock. Don't try to play hot post, ain't your station. Got your coat from the army that calls salvation. Think on yourself, baby, why your sanctions damn. And when it comes to cash, you ain't got a stamp. Don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I know because you ain't had no. If you don't want me to snap it, tell you what. Next time you're out the point, keep your big mouth shut. If you know your hip hop history, you know what a real MC is. But this record will not shock you. However, if you weren't there, or you weren't born, or you just don't know, then look and listen and learn. Grandmaster Caz is the grandfather of Jay-Z's style. Calm down, Jiggy is not biting, copying, or following Caz. Grandmaster Caz is the first MC that was truly a lyricist, but had that extra slick player style, street edge to his game. His the original name was Casanova Fly. That was Big Pimpin' way before Big Pimpin'. He was the first all-purpose MC. As Casanova Fly, he was actually a DJ and an MC. He was one of the best party MCs that could hold a party down with just party rhymes if necessary. If he was one of the best storytellers ever in the game. He had a comedic elements to his live rhyme style, like the damage for heckler, like he was a stand-up comedian. He had more vocal charisma than most MCs from 1978 to 1984. By 1982, as a member of the legendary Kool Brothers, Caz was the standout in the group, and I definitely the street's favorite MC. Because he was in a group, the group didn't get a record deal until too late in the game with style rhyming. They mastered. Many people are not really familiar with Caz as a soloist or the group as a force in hip hop. It's really almost impossible to talk about Caz without talking about the Kool Crush. However, he is the final and most significant exemption of all, because without Caz, the predominant writer for the Kool Crush, others groups like Run DMC wouldn't know how to do a routine. This is a significant point because when you look to score Caz's body of work, you have to go into his group to understand where his true greatest lies. It's because of the group's routines that they were able to be kings on the street level hip hop. Caz is the captain, creator, and anchor of the four MCs created songs like Chance that helped separate the Kool Crush from all other groups at the time. What's also of major significance is the fact that from 1979 to 1983, when hip hop was in its infancy in the record industry, the only way an MC could get heat and separation from the pack was to have a hot record. Kool Crush maintained heat and separation without any records. Caz was seen as a true lyrical king. The final testament to Caz's heat is that because of the routines he wrote, the group was able to sell cassette tapes of their live shows, and sometimes the tapes would outsell the highest records of at the time. As for Mal, and Sunrise Grandmaster Caz is one of the more complete MCs in the game. He's been one of the best producers for over 2 decades. He's one of the best live MCs ever. He's also one of the best battle MCs ever. He's one of the many first generation MCs that didn't have the opportunity to make the transition from the streets to wax. He still has maintained skill level. He was also nice storyteller. It was a long time ago, but I'll never forget. I got caught in the bed with a girl named Yvette. I was scared like blank, but I got away. That's where I'm here talking to you today. I was outside my school, sniffing up the rock. A crowd of people all around, listening to my box. That's me and my fam. Some guys from the crew, chilling hard because we had nothing better to do. It was me, the L, the A, and the O. And then I slipped away to make a phone call. To this very day, it's a move I regret. But I didn't know then, so I called Yvette. I said, hello, pretty mama. It's your lover, man. She said, baby, come, let's go over as quick as you can. I said, I can't come now. Somebody's coming to get me. Then she said, I'm all alone. There's nobody's with me. I thought for a second, oh, wait, she was alone. I was knocking at her door before she hung up the phone. Then she let me in the house, gave me a kiss. She said, give me that thing that you know I miss. So we went to the room and we got hot. But she couldn't keep her hands off my fly, so I made her lock the door and meant to check it. When I came back, the door was blank. That wasn't true. How cute a dude would do. I took my clothes off and started on the brew. Started tearing blink up about 2:45. She said, Cash, something is coming. I said, yeah, me. The door busted open, and there was her folks. Said they couldn't wait so I finished my stroke. Her mother was in shock. My father would reach for the shelf, go down at 45, and was blink on myself. I said, please don't shoot. I plead my case. You done the same thing if you was in my case. You spared my life, leave me, friend. You'll never see me around your daughter again. Don't ask me why. But he let me leave. I ran 26 blocks, and I stopped to breathe. God gave thanks to God. He wasn't too upset. I went home and thought about poor Yvette. He must have beat her blank with everything I assumed. I could hear the girl screaming all the way in my room. Even though I don't see Yvette no more, I know she ain't as fine as she was before. Stories like that are why to this day his reputation is solid. He's also contributed to the game as a writer of the rhymes that Big Bang Hank uses on the first rap classic Rappers of Light. Without a doubt, he's an icon, a legend, forefather of the slick player, street styles of rhymes many MCs use today. By far, perhaps was Cash truly one of the greatest MCs ever. Strength, lyrical flavor, most MCs with his level of flavor don't have the lyrical prowess. Cash is skilled out. Wax, that was the weakness, only weakness that left him what it was, never was able to come across on Wax the same way he did live. Gangster routine, favorite records to Hell Own World, Anniversary 82. Famous Cash gets a 100 from Kool D. That goes without saying, he's one of the first of the 3 original lyrical kings. He's one of the originals. 95 concepts. 100 versatility. All purpose MCs. DJ, MC, battle MC, party MC. He's the all purpose MC from the very beginning. Vocabulary 90, 80 substance, 90 flow, 100 flavor, 80 freestyle, 100 vocal presence, 100 live performance, 80 poetic value, 85 body of work, 90 industry impact. With those takes, 90% of the MCs that came from the 80s, early 90s studied the Cold Crush. They studied the old school MCs. Cass definitely, without question, being the lead man, point man, and Quizzer was like a prototype for all the study that was going on. Some of the MCs today will admit it, some won't. But without question, his industry impact is a 90 asterisk next to it because his industry was where it was. He set the early side of the industry off, which basically helped to make an industry. 80 social impact, 80 longevity, 100 lyricists, battle skills, 100, one of the best MCs ever in making out battle MCs. Total score 1,450, average score 91.1. So let's look at Grandmaster Cass, the Cold Crush Brothers. Yep. Now we're gonna move into the top 5. Come back later with that. Be right back.